As we've covered a lot on this channel, there's a huge debate in the United States among the American Jewish community over Israel and Israel's actions. And an Israeli diplomat now says that Americans who oppose what Israel stands for are misguided or anti-Semitic.
Those are some pretty strong words coming from Itai Bardov, who is now leaving after his 4 years in the United States. And he sat down with our senior Washington correspondent, Dan Raviv. Watch.
We're standing in front of the Capitol Dome, and Itai Bardov, I've heard it said for years that for Israel's friendship with the United States, for the alliance, that the core is really in Congress. Is that true? What do you think?
Both sides of the aisle equally. They'll see us, we'll speak with them. We have just a great relationship, whether they're Republicans, Democrats, Independents. We have full access to the Hill. We have full access to the White House. They speak. We have mutual shared interests, and it's important for everyone to speak with us, to have a dialogue, and we'll keep on having that as long as we can. There
was a change, of course. Donald Trump was elected president, and he's been the president since early last year. So, keeping in mind you're a diplomat, how would you describe the change? No more Barack Obama, Donald Trump. Big change?
Let's start with the Obama administration. We had a very close relationship with the Obama administration. We worked together on so many issues. President Obama was committed to Israel's security. It's true that we had a very big disagreement in regards to the Iran deal.
But when Donald Trump became president, are we talking a total change? That almost everything that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is interested in, Mr. Trump's interested in, you have a lot more agreement?
The fact that President Trump departed or withdrew from the Iranian deal, the fact that he moved the embassy to Jerusalem, that is something that Israelis are going to remember not years and not decades, but centuries from today. We believe that what President Trump did was courageous and will help in stabilizing the region and hopefully in bringing us to a political resolution with the Palestinians.
We get the impression that Republicans love Israel and adore Israel. Democrats, not so much. They ask skeptical questions. Some of them vote no on some things that Israel wants. Hasn't the partisan divide gotten worse?
I disagree with the premise of what you just said. I think there's huge, we see that in polls, and I don't even need to see polls. We see it on our daily basis, working with Democrats and Republicans. I'm not ignoring the fact that there are pockets of groups within the Democratic Party, with the liberals, the extreme liberal side, that have this anti-Israeli attitude, anti-Israeli attitude. And that kind of baffles me. I have to be serious, because if you're an American citizen, I think supporting Israel is a no-brainer. It's a given. Israel is in the forefront of fighting terror and extremism. It is an advocate for liberal values that we share, that the United States and Israel share. Look at gender equality, the LGBTQ community. I mean, just a month ago, we had 250,000 people parading in Tel Aviv in support of the LGBTQ community. Look at freedom of religion, the freedom of expression, the media. I mean, Israel is a beacon of democracy surrounded by a quagmire of tyranny and dictatorship. You can be against Israel's policies, but if you are against what Israel stands for, I think you're either misguided or anti-Semitic, or you just don't know what's going on.
Now, Itai, does it actually perhaps hurt you, especially when it's American Jews who support BDS and take part in anti-Zionist and anti-Israel marches?
I think that has an extra added value for me, because I would hope that Jews also understand that Israel is the only place that will be for them if something happens against Jews around the world. It will be a sanctuary for all Jews, and we didn't have that over 70 years ago, and 6 million Jews died because of that. So when you have Jews calling for BDS, I think that's a little more painful for me. But we try and reach out to them and explain to them why they're wrong. And I think the vast majority of Americans understand how important Israel is. They understand that we share the same values, that we are all looking for the freedoms that democracy and the Western values give us all. So that's not, for me, that's a given.
But you have a special relationship, we noticed, with evangelical Christians.
Yes, we have a very close relationship with them, but I would surprise you and tell you it's not only with them. Nearly any community in the United States that you'll point at, we have a very good relationship with. Again, because of the shared values of what we represent for the United States in the Middle East.
Now, some of what that Israeli diplomat Itai Bardov told I24 News is simply what you'd expect. But we did hear a rare admission that there are pockets in the Democratic Party that harshly dislike Israeli policies and maybe the state of Israel itself. As for BDS, the movement to boycott, divest, and sanction Israel, well, Itai Bardov says it's not dangerous to Israel, but it does need to be countered. He advocates reaching out and talking. David and Shana.